Hey guys, what's up? So I was going to do a tarot reading, but I had something to do, so I can't. I'm going to do a quick talk. I have two, but I was going to do one, and then something came to me, and I was like, oh, I should do this instead, because I was going to say hi to Natty, or Jay Addy, whatever I call him. Okay, so yesterday, after I saw the comments that Jay Addy put up on my post. If you haven't seen it, if you look, I think the one that I'm going to talk about is the Aquarius blockages. It has a picture of me with my gecko. So that's the one I think that I'm focusing on the most. If not, it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter what it said. It's the purpose. I think it said, look at her eyes. They're all dilated. I think that's what it said. That's not what bothered me. None of the comments that this person is saying is bothering me whatsoever, and they can say whatever they want on my page. And if they watch this, then, they might even keep doing what it is that I'm saying. But it's an opportunity to help other people because it was an opportunity for me to learn how to heal, especially on my own, okay? And I've never done what I did yesterday, ever with anybody. So I was screenshotting them to send to my ex because I just feel like the person has something to do with my ex. I don't think it is my ex. Really fucking hoping that he has nothing to do with it because he's not a scumbag. Oh, okay, I know what that is. Yeah, I don't feel like he's a scumbag and he would go to that amount of measure to do anything to hurt me or ruin my life or, affect my business in any way. This is annoying. So I think it has something to do with somebody he knows though. Because if you look, there's like a couple of videos of friends destroying their other friends, like relationships or something like that. And if it has to do with him, whatever. That's not the point. The point is that freaking on that comment, it had a needle. Okay. I didn't notice that at first until I was sending screenshots to him. And I started like bawling my eyes out because, okay, it's been a domino effect and it's kind of crazy. So it's like two different scenarios of like good and evil or like good and bad, whatever. I'm gonna tell you why it like triggered me, why I started crying, and then I'll explain to you the effect of what happened, when I did something, and then when this happened, from whoever this person is. This person literally has a personal problem with me. They know me. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just a random person that's randomly just saying shit on my page. Like, nobody has problems with me except for probably his people. And I don't care, but it's just like, dude, I'm not dumb. And I think it's a specific person, and I don't care regardless. I just do. So, my ex, my son's father, is, you know what? I don't think people are addicts. I think they make choices to do drugs. And it comes from not your DNA and not your, what is it? Like, they say it's like in you. Like, it's already in you. Like, it's or whatever. Like, it's a passed down generation thing. No, it is a choice. Okay, you don't have already addiction in your body. It's not part of your DNA. Okay, it's your environment, and it's a generational thing. Because like if your father was an alcoholic, which his if your dad was an alcoholic, right? It's like you have the choice if you want to go down the road of doing the same thing because of the environment and because of what it is you're seeing, which I'm not going to get into all that, which actually I could. So as a child, you know, when you see certain things, and that's how you go by life. So like, say like, you know, your parents' relationship is toxic and they're abusive and this and that, like that as a child is what seems to be acceptable to you. That's what love looks like, because the people in your life, your caregivers that are supposed to love you the most, are the ones that affect how you look at life. So if that's how you perceive love to be, that's how you're going to grow up thinking it's supposed to be, or thinking it's acceptable for it to be. It's the same thing with if people have done something to you, especially in romantic relationships. If somebody has done something to you, it then becomes acceptable to do to other people without, in your subconscious, without you realizing it or not. It's fucked up. And that's always been, I haven't thought of that in a while, but that's always been a way for me to forgive. Because, like, you know, however they made me feel, at one point, they felt the same way. You know what I mean? If it's a person I don't like, if it's a person that I do care about, it doesn't matter. It helps me forgive, which helps me because I don't have that burden. I don't have that bitterness. I don't have that resentment. So it doesn't even matter about, oh, you know, empathy, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't feel that way. I'm not going to feel that way. Like, okay. I mean, it just helps me release burdens. But whatever. So anyways, so yeah. So he's not an addict. He just does drugs. Plain simple. So one of the drugs he did was heroin. And I had to be around it. I had to go pick it up. And it's like, I'm saying I had to. I had the choice to not. But you don't understand. If you didn't, he would be in your ear, following you around the house, in your face. And my kid was there. So it's like, it's either him do something that's not good, like even beat the shit out of me or something in front of our kid, or steal from me, steal my car. Like, it was just like, okay, what is the pros and cons to this? Yeah, I'm gonna also have to spend my money that I worked for and, you know, that I need to provide for my family, because I was a provider. And I'm not gonna take away for the fact that when he wasn't not around, like when he wasn't in jail and when he wasn't in a sober house and when he wasn't homeless, you know, like he did help me with my business. But because of that, I had a professional cleaning business. But because of that, like license and everything, but because of that, it also led me to not having it anymore. Yeah. You know, 7 years later, 6 years later. Oh no, well yeah, that, but it was like 5 years that I actually had it before that happened, and it went all over like all the surrounding areas that are around me, so I couldn't post, and everybody saw it, so it was like all my clients that I had like fired me, and just, yeah, it wasn't good. Anyways, so there was a needle, and I didn't realize it before, and it had a needle with like, you know, like the sexual, like water, like fucking the 3 little water, like drops or whatever, however you're gonna say it. So it looked like it was coming out of the needle. If you have not experienced somebody shooting up in front of you, and it's so fucked up because it was like, I'd have all this anxiety, or it's fucked up. If you know my videos, I always yawn when I have anxiety, so I can catch my breath. But yeah, so it would give me like this stressed out anxiety, like, because, you know, you have to go pick it up, and we would have to go to a place where you don't want to go, you know, and it's like, okay, he would overdose. I'd have to not have Narcan. I'd have to like work on him and do CPR. Pregnant with our second child. I had a miscarriage, which is good. Still hurt though, and it fucked him up even more. So our first child fucked him up, and then our second unborn child fucked him up. But it was the miscarriage. He was actually excited about it, which is weird. I don't know. Maybe he thought that he could. I don't know. But there's a thing. Like, I knew I manifested the miscarriage because all I kept saying was, I don't want this baby with you. I don't want this baby with you. Because all he was doing was doing drugs. And I couldn't deal with it. And I was like, I'm not doing this. Because he wasn't doing drugs for our first child until, like, the month before I had him. Long story. I'm not going to get into it, but cool. So I saw that and I was just like, you don't do that. Like, that's a serious thing. Like, yeah, you want to come at me, you want to fucking say shit, you want to do that, you don't like videos that I put up about you or whatever. Even if it might not even be anything that has to do with that, but I have no problems with nobody, and this account is literally all activity on just me, and it was just made, and it doesn't have a name or a picture, and shit just happened recently, so it's like, who else could be? Anyways, and I don't know if I'm gonna look homeless. I could get a homeless comp, like, whatever. I look homeless because my shirt and whatever. I love my cut shirts, and I don't care if it has paint on it. I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever. Anyways, so I ended up, messaging my ex and sending him that. And then when I was sending him them and screenshotting them, I realized that. And I was like, oh my fucking God. So, like, I called him at first and just told him what happened. And I was driving and I was doing a bunch of shit, so I totally forgot to even send. And we don't talk, just I know he sees them, so even if, he did something about it or whatever, like, I'm just showing you, like, this is fucking the people that you're around. Like, I just care about you. That's it. I'm not trying to be, like, whatever. Like, I said to him, I was like, I'm just doing this as a friend, because I care about you and I want the best for you. But, yeah, so I sent them, I'm sending them to him, and I see it, and I was supposed to send it earlier, but again, I was doing a bunch of shit, and thank God I didn't see it until I was, like, settled in doing whatever I was doing. That was good. So, I see it and I start bawling my eyes out, and I'm like, who kind of person would do something like that? Like, and on top of it, saying that I'm the heroin addict, like, I'm the one using the needle. And, it doesn't have to be heroin, but that's just what my life was. Like, this guy, my ex, would shoot water just because of how he was addicted to the routine more to, the cotton, getting, I'm not saying, I even know how to do it, but I don't, Jay Addy, if you're watching this, or anybody. Anyways, so it would be so fucked up because you'd be so connected to a person, and if you were around them all the time, you would feel their energy, so it sucked. So so I would feel his energy, and it would be so potent and so strong that he needed to get high. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, I would feel that. Oh, is my mouth too dry? Am I on crack or something? Okay, just want to make sure. So I would feel his energy. So as soon as he would shoot that fucking shit in his vein, it was like, oh, it was like instant gratification. It was so fucked up. I used to think he was my twin flame, and I'm like, no. But, like, because of that kind of stuff, the connection, but it's just because I was around him and his energy was so much in my energy field. So, it's so fucked up. So anyways, so I saw the needle. I got so triggered because I was like, yo, you can tell me I smoke crack. You can tell me I'm on meth. You can tell me whatever the fuck you want. But when it comes to that shit, I'm going to fuck. No. So I left all of his comments still up except for that one. Because I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And if you want to keep like putting that on, then I will block you. But I know you're going to have 10 more accounts. So I'll just keep blocking them. I don't care. How many emails are you really going to make up? Like, how invested are you to try to ruin my life when you're not going to. At all. At all. You're just going to probably make it better. But, because people are going to be like, yeah, no. But anyways, so I ended up going in, when I saw that, I ended up, sending the text messages. But before I did that, I called him and I was just like, this is what happened, da da da. I was like, so I just want to let you know, hold on. I just want to let you know. So because whatever. And I didn't get a message back, which is fine. I don't care. As long as you hear me and you know what I'm saying, I don't really care for a response, especially if it's one that I don't fucking want to hear. I want to tell you. That's all I care about. I want you to know. That's all I care about. I don't need technically a response. But later is what got me. Later, I'm messaging him and I'm like, yo, like, you fucking stuck up for these people when I messaged you, again, the video. I messaged you. You're about like how much I care about you, giving your cousin my phone number, which later on I ended up getting fucking weird phone messages on our anniversary. Who else has my fucking phone number unless you gave it to somebody else and wanted to test me or whatever? I don't fucking care. So anyways, and then we end up fighting because I'm thinking it's him. It's like, it's a domino effect, cause and effect, karma. But the root of it is where it matters, and not the root of this person. I don't give a fuck about that. It's what happened to us that matters to me. I hope that doesn't. I hope I don't get a phone call. Hold on. Oh, Carla. Much better have my fucking niece today. I swear to God. Due date is the 13th. But I actually have to see John. Actually, I might not. I don't know. Oh no, Thanksgiving. I do have to bring my son there, but it doesn't mean I have to see him. But anyways, yeah. So I end up calling him, crying, and I'm like, yo, it's fucked up. Like, da da da. It's like, you don't do that. Like, you get whatever. But that's just too much. And your eyes don't technically even dilate when you do heroin. Like, you're gonna tell me. It does, and when they're glossy, but you don't even really see their eyes because they're fucking coughing nods the entire time. Whatever. It's just, that stuff is funny to me because it's like, yeah, but I'll get to that. Okay. So, see, so I ended up calling him crying, and I'm like, this is people that you're around, or these are people, because he's not an asshole. Like, he acts like an asshole, but it's like, it's because of the conditioning that, he's been around. It's not him. Like, I know it's not, because I know the real him, but it's like, okay, if you want to act like them, like, go ahead. Like, you're losing me in the long run, like, permanently, and I'm the only one that actually helps you. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you don't have anybody else, and yeah, like, you fall back on that one person, it's fucked up, yeah, because you're, like, using them, but it's like, that one person is the actual one that actually gives a fuck. Especially when I kind of don't want to let him anymore, because it just turns out into drama. But whatever, it's okay. If I had to, I would, if I had to, like, it was like a really big emergency, I would. But no. So anyways, so I'm like, okay, kid. I was like, I'm going to show you this. If you care at all, the fact that I'm crying and this is affecting me and that you're fucking whatever. I message you. Give your cousin my phone number just in case something bad happens to you, or, for whatever reason you're around my area and not yours and you need help. Okay, I'm gonna give the person that supposedly is your ride or die, which is weird because guys are not usually your ride or die when you're a guy. It's usually a guy and a girl, but it's okay, whatever. Or that's the person that knows you the most. Yeah, they know your fucking secrets and they know your fucking bullshit and all that. Like, they know that most of you, so they can use it all against you. Like, okay. I know him the most out of a different way. Anyways, doesn't matter. So I message him, call him, and I'm like, you know, you have to actually eventually stand up for this for me. Like, this is defend me. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're gonna let people just fucking treat me like this? Like, really? Like, really? Like, really? Like, you're gonna take their side and let them treat me like this? Protect me, because I don't feel safe right now. Because that just seeing that, like, needle picture, I immediately went into flight or fight. And it was a huge trigger. You know what I mean? So I'm telling him, I don't feel safe right now. I was like, and it's because of your fucking people. I was like, so you're not going to do anything about it. You're just going to, like, sit there and whatever. I was like, I need you to protect me right now. Like, I feel like I have to be behind you and trust you to do something. Like, even if it's not like being like, I love her, don't do, you know, just at least say, leave the fucking girl alone. Like, yeah, like, just don't do that, at least, you know? Like, leave her alone. Anything. If you ever cared for the past 3 years after I did fucking everything for you, and you just, like, I'm not going to say that because if people watch, I don't want him to get in trouble. Well, not in trouble, I just don't want him to, whatever. I care about that. I don't want him to fucking deal with bullshit. So, anyways, so I'm trying to tell him. I called, oh my god, did I already say this? My mouth is dry, so I must be doing, like, crack or something. I think I already said that, though. You know, it's nothing else. It can't be, like, you know, normal medication that I have to take, but, alright. So, I'm like, I tell that to your cousin. Your cousin makes it seem like it's a bad thing. And then he tells you call me, flip the fuck out, tell me you're going to put me in a body bag. And then I get scared because that reminds me of John. And then it's like, I end up going to the cops and get a restraining order because it's like, you say stuff like that all the time. It's like, when are you actually going to do it? And if you're mad about something like that and you're acting the worst I've ever seen you act before about that, tell me you're pretty much going to kill me about that. Yeah, I'm going to fucking go to the cops and make sure I have a restraining order against you just in case. Plus, my kid might be home. So, yeah, no, we're not playing that game. So, then, like, I end up not showing up to court because I was like, all right, I can literally just shove you out of my life. Or if something ever happened, like, between us, I would still want that door to be open, but not as open as it ever would before, because it wouldn't. It just never would be the same with letting you in. But at, or maybe even at all. Well, no, because I'm not mad about this. I forgot. I usually get mad, so it's like, it's a new thing for me. Well, not really, but whatever. So what happened is I didn't show up because I didn't want him to have a charge on his record, you know, because I want him to be able to be successful in life. So it's like, restraining order thing doesn't look good on your record, and if you're trying to get a job, I want him to be successful. I don't want that to be on his record, you know? So, anyways, I didn't show up. The Commonwealth, the police end up going through with it still. I didn't know that they did that. So I ended up going to the police. He ends up calling me, flipping out, telling me on our anniversary day as I'm fucking having this person message me. So it's like, again, whatever. So I end up going to the police station. They tell me they can't do anything about it. I called the courthouse and I dropped our thing, but I couldn't drop the other thing from the police station, even though I could. I was told I could, but he doesn't want to let me, which is on you. That's your decision. So it's like, you can't come at me later and be like, I got a restraining, I got a da-da-da-da-da because of you. It's like, no, it's actually because of your cousin, because you have to go back to the domino effect. It's like, and it's your fault because I told you that I can literally get it taken away by like fucking three ways I can get it taken away. And all he has to do is go to the courthouse with me, and I would do it, and then, you know, be on your merry way, if that's what you know. So anyways, so that's on him, right? So nothing can be blamed on me because I did my part, but it's like, yeah, I reacted the right way, like technically, kind of. But it's like my reasonings made sense. It didn't make sense why it would be a bad thing that I cared about your cousin so much. It wouldn't be such a bad thing that I was told I was going to be killed. Like, I reacted to me being killed. Like, that's what normal people do. And then I cared enough to not show up. It's like, but what was the root? Your cousin. Now, ready? You flip out on me for that. This is how reality is. I have to go soon. Thank God I'm almost done. The reality is, and I think it's his cousin. I really do. It could be one of his other people, which, again, it doesn't really matter because it's still one of your people that you fuck with. So we're going to say cousin or people that you fuck with, right? Put shit like telling me I'm doing drugs, letting everybody see it. And just, that's my business page. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if you're going to post shit, I'm going to delete it. And he's like, oh, I'm going to do other. Okay, I'm going to delete those too because it's my business page. It's not a fucking fun page that you can just, like, do nothing with. Like, that's my business page that I'm, like, working on right now. And I have for a long time. So you're not going to take that away from me. You're not going to be John. You're not going to, the one that triggered me. You know what I mean? Yeah. No. Okay. So this person does that, right? I see the needle. I get triggered, just like I did with the reason why I got the restraining order. Same reason. I call him, freaking the fuck out, and it's like, but do you see it? Like, yeah, I didn't go to the point of you having to get a restraining order or anything, but it's like, do you see? I do a nice thing, I still get blamed. This person does a bad thing, and who knows what they feel or did or whatever, because they never told me, which is fine. So nothing got done. So what happened that night is I ended up healing that entire part of my life. It was crazy. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because I was going to go to Fall River and drop off my kid and be nice. I do go to Fall River anyways, so it's not like, but I did, that was one of the things. I was like, I'm not going to have his dad, his Vavo, I don't really care, Vavo, yeah. Never mind. But John's obviously going to be there. So it could be a trigger, but like, I don't know what happened, but I was just like, I don't need a protector. Like, yeah, like, if you have a boyfriend or you have a husband or something like that, you have somebody else, like, yeah, they're supposed to be there to protect you and your family, but we're not that. So it's like, I can't tell you to protect me when we're nothing like that, and those are your people. Who does that? I do, apparently. But that's my point. Like, I ended up messaging him later in the night, and I was like, thank you, because you actually helped me make an opportunity as in an adversity to not heal, but also be successful even more. Because now I can deal with certain things and not get triggered by them and be okay. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how you take a trigger and use it to your benefit. Because if you see something that triggers you, that's when you're like, okay, where do I start? There you go. So at the end of the day, a trigger from whoever ended up helping me heal years of trauma. Years. 13 years of trauma. I'm not kidding. Like, you have no idea how I was after that happened, how I feel now. Like, it was life-changing. I'm not lying. Like, it literally was a life-changing moment for me. Like, I don't need your help. I don't mean that in a bitchy way if anybody's, like, watching. It's just, like, me. Like, I don't need your help. I can help myself, and that's what you need to do. You can never rely on an external force to make you feel better. You need to do it within yourself. And I did. I'm very proud of myself. years of trauma, okay? Like, nah. And you know what's weird is that, like, I can watch my dad take a shot for diabetes, and I can take my friend take a shot for diabetes. I really can't. It actually really is triggering. But I know that they're not using it for heroin or any other reason like that. But I knew that that picture was meant for that. And I already don't like you, and I already don't feel comfortable with you, and I already don't feel safe, because if you're going to get this person to tell me they're going to put me in a body bag because I'm trying to help you, your cousin, you know, the one that you love the most, you care about, and I'm trying to help you, doesn't make fucking sense. Jealousy up the ass. Like, it's like you don't want your cousin to have love. Okay? Nah. And if your cousin, if, you know, my ex wants to follow your lead, Your Majesty, here is your red carpet. I don't mean to be a bitch, but that's how it is. Oh, shit. Okay. I gotta go. I hope this helped in some way, because it literally, like, it changed my life. It changed my fucking life. So it's like, keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Come on, J. Addy. Fucking. Okay. Bye, guys.